Builder Boeing. How you all doing? This is my first attempt to make a flight video, one of those videos where you can follow me on a flight. Today will be from Hamburg to Copenhagen as Scandinavia 652. I've done my pre-flight planning here in PFPX, as you can see, and via TopCat here. I've also done some calculations on the performance. This is something for ProSim called ProSim Utilities, and that allows me to send everything from TopCat via EKCH and via the Hobby network to my cockpit, which is placed right in there. But because it is via Hobby, everything from this computer will go to Amsterdam or somewhere in the Netherlands before arriving in there. Hopefully we'll make that work. Here you can see I have my flight briefing package, and then I guess it's time to go into the cockpit. Right now it is what we could call cold and dark. I have some additional lights so that you can see something, and I have not a checklist. It's not a checklist, it's more of a flow list. Because it goes through many different items than a checklist, so that I don't forget anything. And before we do anything here, let me just stress, I'm an amateur at this. I'm just having fun in my basement, so if I do something wrong, well, live with it. That's the way it is. But here we are, Hamburg, stand number 8. And I'll just do some pre-flight here, make sure the parking brake is set. Battery switch should be on, there. Now you can see things starting to light up. Position light is on. Emergency lights, they are on and tested. And I'll just run through these things. I don't want to bore you with them. Standby power, there, on and guarded. Bus transfer, guarded. Could you hear there's like a bus now because I've turned on the standby power, and therefore you can hear different parts of the airplane now starting to make sounds. Anti-collision lights are off. Ground power is not on right now, but let's see if we can call someone down below and they can give us some power. Thrust levers is cut off, and the transponder set off. Okay. Up here. Yes, everything looks good here. So the way a flow list normally works, at least as I've learned, is that we do the overhead in sections. We start up here and we go all the way down here, then we go to the next section and go down, next section, down, down, down. I'm only one in the cockpit. Normally you would have the first officer doing the overhead and the captain concentrating on this. One thing on the Boeing, I had an Airbus builder visiting me a few months ago, and one thing on the Boeing is that normally everything needs to be put forward in order to be on and flipped backwards in order to be off. That's a small nice thing to know. So if you do like this, everything will always be on. Okay, so now you can see the screens come on because the bus has initiated. And now we have power on the aircraft. So I'll just run through this. Flight controls guarded, the yaw damper is on. Auto, normal, auto. Fuel pumps, they are set. Crossfeed, check the lights. Here, yes, guarded. We have ground power now. There we are. So now I have ground power on the aircraft. And you can actually see, if I just, might not be that easy to see, but because we got ground power, the backlighting on the panels is now turned on. Seatbelt switch, no smoking sign, they are on. Wipers, they are off. And here, wing heat checked, window heat not on yet, probe heat on, anti-ice is off. It's a wonderful day today. It's actually been very warm, so no need to turn the anti-ice on. Electric hydraulics off, engine hydraulics on. I'll just run through these. On, trimmer on. Let's see, where are we now? Restabilization fans, I set to auto. And packs, they are off. Isolation valve auto. Engine bleed off. APU bleed off for now. Pressurization auto. Remember that one, that's important. And logo lights is on. And wing lights are on. Ignition selector left from right. I talked to a MD-80 pilot once, and he said they always switch that one when they land, so they go on right and then on next on left and then on right again. I don't know if that's the same way you do it in the 737. That's how I do it. Forward panel and pedestal standby gauges checked. Engine fire panel, well, I don't have one right now, so that's checked. Cargo fire warning, I can do that one. Whoops, working. Lights test. Everything is on. There we are. Autopilot, disengage bar, I put that one to on. Out throttle is off and flight director is off right now. Auto brake off. N1 set is auto, and speed ref is auto. Flaps levers is up. Speed brake lever, well, down, but that means they're down, so the handle is up. And the QNH for this flight, I just checked Hamburg QNH is 1017, so let's just punch that in here. There we are, 1017. Okay, start up and ready for pushback. Before we do that, I need to do something over here. I have my computer over here, you might not be able to see it, but here I have my server for the whole cockpit. And I also got vPilot over here, and I simply forgot to log on vPilot just before. We don't have any ATC online in Hamburg, but we got Bremen Radar on, and I'll just switch to them. See if I can fetch an ATIS of Hamburg first. Meanwhile, we can start the APU, and you might be able to hear that one spool right now. And then we can start programming the flight over here. Actually, I should. Sometimes I can fetch it automatically from the computer you saw before via Hoppy and EKCH, but for some reason not today. So we will just do it the old-fashioned way. Reference airport EDDH, gate number 8, route Hamburg, and I got a company route here. It's a short flight. I expect runway 33 for departure. Flight Scandinavian 652. And punching in the flight number here is actually quite important, because that tells Hobby and or the EKCH system what my flight number is. Destination EKCH. There we are. And now hopefully you might be able to hear in a few seconds. Activate. The captain saying hello. We'll just wait a few minutes while I do this flight planning here. Zero fuel weight today, 16.6. There we are. Flight level. We have that here. We ought to. 240. Okay, and departure to Copenhagen from runway 33 is the Lübeck 9 Golf departure, as always. There we are. So now you can see on the screen, I always check that we have the route punched in and everything looks fine here. The weather in Copenhagen is winds are 050 at 9er, so that will mean a 04 arrival. ILS 04 left, and that will then be the Monarch 1 let's see, Echo arrival. There we are. might as well plan that right now as well. We are now here, flaps 5 for takeoff. V1 of 136, 138, we should be in the air, and 155 is our V2 speed. So there we are, flight planning is complete for the aircraft, and we can now focus on getting in touch with the ATC. I have speakers placed in the ceiling, and they should give you the sound from the ATC, and then I have here, see if I can get it around all the wires here, I have a microphone for talking to the ATC. Hopefully we should be able to get in touch with them shortly.
This 765 project Lubitz Sierra, Sierra Uniform India.
Okay, while we do that, we could put on some for the APU, get some bleeder for the APU, and see if we can get in touch with Hamburg. Level radar, schönes guten Abend, Scandinavian 652 in Hamburg, ready to pick up clearance for Copenhagen.
Scandinavian 652, radar Morten, wind Hamburg 04, degree 6 knots, EDDH 1018, departure runway 15, cleared Copenhagen via Lübeck 9 to departure, squawk 2455.
Lübeck 9 to departure, runway 15, and squawk is 2455. Scandinavian 652.
Scandinavian 652, repeat setup approved.
Thank you, 652. So we're now cleared, apparently not runway 33, but runway 15 today, so I need to reprogram my departure here. 15, Lübeck 9 Delta departure, and we need to configure the takeoff speeds. We just need to reprogram those. Same speeds low, and we should be ready for push to start in a few seconds. However, before that, I here have my maps of Hamburg, and runway 15 is, oh my god, we're gonna taxi to the other end of the airport today. For the winds is 0407. Strange. Okay, better do as it said. So, just find the map for departure runway 15. I don't think I've used that one before. There we are, departure 15. And you might be able to see here, we'll depart down south, then turn left, and over the Hamburg VR, and then direct to Lübeck VR. Initial climb 5,000 and remain on tower until passing 2,000 feet, in case tower will come on. But we can start with the 5,000 here, and our V1 was 136, and then I normally VR was 138, and I normally set this plus 20 knots. There we are. And runway, just put this around 150 as well, in case we'll need to fly runway heading at some point. There we are. Okay, let's get this baby rolling.
Initial descent. Copenhagen 15, descent to reach flight level 260 at EDDH. Descent to reach flight level 260 over 13.
Level radar, Scandinavian 652 in Hamburg, ready for push.
Scandinavian 652, push approved, face north.
Pushback stand 8 facing north, Scandinavian 652. So, we're ready for push. And that... First of all, see if we can get the ground power off. We still have the APU running. And the radio and everything just fell out there 1 second until it changes from ground power to to APU power. I thought I was able to get a pushback from here, but I don't remember where to do it, so we'll just do it here instead. From Process. Okay, ready to go. Let's see. APU is on, bleeder, APU bleeder is on, isolation valve is auto, PAX, that's it, auto, IRS, alignment is verified, and flight plan is programmed, autopilot unit is set, nav display, we have confirmed the route, so this is just my checks to make sure that everything is okay here. Ground power is off and disconnected, anti-collision lights, they're on. Fuel pumps are the not empty tanks, they are on, off up there. Electric hydraulic pumps, they are on now. Hydraulic pressure, we can check that over here. There's 3000, parking brake, released, PAX. Now, apparently, off, and the pressure is okay, then we're ready to roll. And we should face north, which means nose to left. You should now hopefully see the aircraft start moving. It does. So I put this to ground, and you should now, I don't know if you can see that, you can probably hear it. N2 is spooling, 10 now, and N1 is slowly starting as well. 20, N2, 24, 25, there we are, fuel flow on. Meanwhile, we should probably just get the nav radios ready here. What you can hear now is the safety announcement from the cockpit, from the cabin. There we go. Number 1 stable, we can now continue with number 2. And 2 on 22%, 23, 4, 5, there we are, fuel on. Just put the parking brakes on because you start the pushback. Just look around here, there's no one around us.
Next landing, Boeing 738, right here, line up runway 15 behind.
Okay, looks good over here. And then in the meanwhile, I've just got some more of these Hamburg charts out, and the one I'm looking for right now is this one, which will show our taxi route. And for just preparing, we are right now here, and we should go there, so that will be Bravo Delta, and on the inside here, line 1 Bravo East. Line 1 Bravo East Delta, Bravo Delta. That should be our taxi route. And I'll just do the nav radios here. Before I do that, let's just go through the rest of the startup procedure, should we? Okay. Engine 1 bleed on, engine 2 bleed is on, APU bleed is off, fuel bleed should hopefully go off shortly, there we are. Generators 1 and 2 on, APU is off, APU itself is off, isolation valve open, packs are on, APU as needed, now off, and we are ready for taxi. Before taxi, engine generators 1 and 2, just did that, on, APU off. Up here, that's the generator on, 400, it's okay, APU bleed is off, dual bleed indicator is off, probe heat is on, wing anti-ice if needed, master caution, just do a recall, nothing there, on brake, RTO, small code is set, weather radar is on, flight controls, just check those here. They are all moving, flaps set at 5, there we are, stabilizer trim, set, AFIS, there, traffic, and terrain, there we are, taxi lights on. Okay, we are just about ready for rolling. Before though, I'd just like to punch in
flat 5.
There we are. We now have the Hamburg VOR and the Lübeck VOR punched into
to the
FMC, to the navigation radio. And normally I also put my FMC on the next page so that I can always, if I get a shortcut, do that fast. Scandinavian 652 pushback from stand 8, ready for taxi.
Scandinavian 652 taxiing on question holding point runway runway 23.
Crossing approved, we have a Ryanair just ahead of us, but when he's cleared we will start moving. Scandinavian 652. Oh, and the Ryanair
Ryanair 267 will contact Maastricht on 13.
Ryanair just landed, he's now turning into the gate and we can start rolling. So just apply a bit of thrust there. He's a bit stressed, the guy on Bremen radar, so we just got no illustration runway 15.
Proceed direct to Bravo, clear to 3.
Direct Bravo again, please, contact runway 042.
Contact is 1042, please proceed direct to P or Papa in the room, Copenhagen.
Sorry, can you say again, please? Back.
I always find it a bit difficult to taxi around in the airports here, so sometimes I switch to this view. That makes it a bit easier. It looks like we're going to take a left here. Not the first line, but the second one. Just to apply a bit more of power. We can look to the left. There's the Ryanair just landed. Back.
Speedbird 987, stay back with it. 987, contact Maastricht 13, that's the A5 back.
We should turn here and then cross runway 23. That's it. It's a bit difficult to see, but we are right now here on Bravo East and crossing and then moving on to Delta. We'll go all the way up here. And over here, you might be able to see I have a small piece of paper that I write everything down on so that I can remember, because when things are hectic here, it's easy to forget. Meanwhile, before takeoff, checklist or flow list here. Flaps, verify, set at 5. Cabin notification. There we are. Transponder is set to on. Out throttle, armed. Flight directors on. Engine starters continuous. Landing lights on. Runway turn off lights on. Taxi lights off. Strobe light on. I did forget that earlier, didn't I? Wing lights on and the clock is running. We are ready to go. It's a long way here. We're not going that fast either, so just speed it up a bit. There's nothing happening here in Hamburg tonight. Normally in Hamburg you get swift departures from just next to the apron. But this is a bit like being in Amsterdam, having to go for 15 minutes or so. Perhaps the before checklist was just a bit too early there. My god, this is a long way. Okay, getting there. Radar, Scandinavian 652 in Hamburg, we are almost ready to go.
652 in 04 degrees 6 knots, runway 15, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 15, Scandinavian 652. Ready to go! Oh, we got takeoff clearance already, so we can just do a rolling departure. So what I normally do, because this isn't motorized, I do the engine run up and then I put it in the takeoff thrust set, and then I switch to auto throttle N1. See. Spool up. No vibrations. Ready to go. N1 is now on. Auto throttle.
89.
Checked. There. Well, up and away we are. Let's get this up.
Infinity 436.
Speed.
Infinity 436 couldn't start approved. Infinity 436. EDDH Golf November, contact our Maastricht 133.825. Goodbye. Correction, EDDH Golf November, Maastricht on 133.885. Und ich empfehle euch noch eben gesagt, weil ich hier Übungsproblem mal hier sind, sogar. 652 radar identified, climb flight level 270.
Climbing 270, Scandinavian 652. Strange, because we filed perhaps we filed 270 in fact. I think we did, because I loaded a flight plan, so we better change that here. Here as well. 270, there we are.
652, proceed back to Bravo Alpha Sierra Lima Oscar.
Direct Basel intersection, Scandinavian 652. Vielen Dank. Okay, we just got a direct for something called Basel, and Basel is the approach fix for runway 04 left in Copenhagen. So that's as direct as it gets. Autopilot on, VNAV, LNAV, and let's get the flaps up. Flaps up.
Flaps in.
Royal radar, Will 7 Yankee, very sorry we just went to spawning your airspace, but with your following features
Time checklist. Major status switches. They are off. Auto brake. Off. Flaps.
No problem.
On the way up. Verify they're up here and here.
2461
See if the lights go down. Flaps up. Flaps up. Verify up. Gear lever. Verify lights are off. They are. Then the lever is set to off here. Seatbelt switches off. Runway landing lights off. Altimeter is set to standard. Wing and anti-ice, they were nowhere on. Anti-tail and wing lights off. And then I guess it's time for a cup of coffee. If I had a stewardess that could come by with the coffee for me. Okay. We okay? We good? So see, we're now passing Hamburg VR, and that's our top of climb, and that's the top of descent, so that is very narrow there. So we need to be quick when we reach flight level 270, that we get a descent clearance right away. Out of Hamburg, I'll put the charts for Hamburg away and find those for Copenhagen.
Station contact Copenhagen. November 558 Bravo, radio check. November 658 Bravo, radio 5. Welcome, 555, thank you.
Okay, so in Copenhagen, we normally should arrive in here, but we've already been cleared direct that point straight after departure from Hamburg. So that means that we will arrive directly here and then straight in for the ILS. And actually, the runway Copenhagen is setting 039er, and we are now doing 034, so this is a straight in approach. It couldn't be more straight in if we tried. Once landing in Copenhagen, we'll come from down here, land on this runway. Hopefully we'll get a long landing approved so we can go all the way down here at high speed, taxi off here, and then it's just in here to the terminal. I guess on the B section. Top of descent and top of climb and top of descent is just so narrow, so we might overshoot it a bit, and having to pull the anchor, the speed brakes on the way down. But that's easier right now than getting a new flight level from the ATC, I guess. That means we'll go a bit slower right now, but then we'll be faster in the air and up in our final flight level. Give us just that minute to ask for the same clearance. Unfortunately, just double check.
Identified. Then right heading 330. Heading 330. Wir schreiben bei 240 Proceed Lana, Lima Alpha und Alpha Sierra. In ready defense to reach flight level correction descent altitude 3000 feet to reach Atlanta and TNH 1019.
Okay, and we could also start planning our arrival. Flaps 40, and the ILS is 110.5. Just punch that in right now, so we don't forget it later on. when you're only one in the cockpit, sometimes things are just a bit more hectic and you need to remember all different things. Apart from that, everything looks good here. We're slowly climbing here. Now at flight level 23, almost 240, so we should be up there shortly. Just zoom out a bit, and there we have Copenhagen and the runway, so this is a straight in arrival.
So from the 241, eine Elbe von Anna. There's no requiring sensor.
I guess 270 was a bit high for this flight. There's an old flight I had stored. There's an old flight that I had stored that I just reloaded, apparently with the flight level 270. 250 would be better.
Lufthansa 2401, Sean. Call you back shortly. Lufthansa 2401, descent to beach Bardos at this way. Lufthansa 2401, descent flight level 100. Flight level 100, of course, 240. So if you're 87 Yankee, contact Maastricht 133.85 for that. 132.85 for whether it's Yankee, bye-bye.
Okay, there we are. Up in flight level 270, now it's time to build some speed and then start descending shortly.
Kevin 1356, contact Maastricht 133.85 for that.
Okay, the speed, actually, I don't know if you noticed that, the speed fell below the yellow line there for a second. That wasn't nice.
133.85,
It's just way too slow for this flight. Controlled by the computer. I don't know why I did that.
Restore to Hotel contact Maastricht 133.85 for that.
13585. Comes up.
122.5, Conference 1042, contact London Radar 127.25 goodbye.
London 127.72 from contact 1042, bye-bye.
Scandinavian 652, ready for descent.
Scandinavian 652, descent flight level 200.
Flight level 200, Scandinavian 652. So, we just asked to reset the altitude, here we did. And he only cleared us down to flight level 200 because we're going to be switched over to Copenhagen very shortly, and he will take care of the further descent. Just put 3,000 in there for our...
Infinity 436, ready for departure, 1.15. 362. So for wind 040 degrees, 6 knots, run well on 54 for takeoff. Runway 15, clear for takeoff, Infinity 436.
Now reaching the top of descent, and even though we're only at a very low speed, we're now starting to descend. But that's due to bad flight planning, I guess. Wanting to go so high while still not having enough distance. There's only one to blame there, me, the pilot. Now we're going downhill, now we can start to pick up speed. You can see Germany here, and Denmark here, Sweden there. Should be swung over to Copenhagen shortly.
652, contact Copenhagen 135.275, bye-bye.
Copenhagen 13527, vielen Dank, schönes guten Abend. Scandinavian 652.
Infinity 436, radar 1 identified.
So we're on to Copenhagen now. There we are. Copenhagen Torp, god aften. Scandinavian 652, descending flight level 200.
Go after Rocker, identified, expect RF0 for left, information echo is current.
Information echo, and we would like further descent.
And can be 652 to 3000 feet, be leveled at Oslo, QNH 1021.
3000 feet at Basel, mange tak, Scandinavian 652. So 3000 feet at the approach fix, and as you might hear, there's a bit of Danish going on there when back in Denmark. Drag required. Descent checklist. Okay, more than that I can say. There we are. That was hard. Okay, descent checklist. Pressurization. Set. Vegan anti-ice. Set. Air conditioning. Set. Engine starter switches. Continuous again. Recall. Okay.
Copenhagen control is scheduled 151 feet.
ATIS has been obtained. Parameters set. Arrival set. Navigation. Radios are set. Decision height. That's set yet. And that should be 200 feet. 203 feet. There we are. VREF set, and we have flaps 40 and a speed of 140 knots. Speed brake set. Wait, we'll actually wait with this. Put the speed brake at 2 right now. If you get a long landing, we'll turn it off. Wing and wing lights, logo lights, they are on. That's the descent check. Then the approach checklist will come later on. Right now, just see. That's all. Arrival in 10 minutes.
7 off mic, flying flight level 660. So everything vacated Alpha 6. With 812, welcome to Copenhagen, taxi via Alpha. Yankee Quebec 28 Charles 26, plus 12 if approved.
While we're descending here. Missed approach procedures. Climbing. Okay, missed approach. Climb 3000 and inform the ATC. So just runway heading to 3000.
Then Charlie Q6, 0812. So I thought to EDDH via the KLPE.
Yeah, going through the clouds now. We better get people into their seats. Seatbelt switches on. Approach checklist. QNH set to local. Landing lights, they are on. Runway turn-off lights, they are on. Missed approach heading and altitude set. Flaps few seconds. Landing gear, not yet. Speed brake, not yet.
channel.
And through the clouds we go. Now, I don't know if you're able to see that, but right now we are kind of level out a bit short of the fix, so I can speed it up a bit.
560, correct, are you ready to taxi? Ready to taxi, 04. Actually, one tick. 560, what's your current position? Currently standing on my roundup taxiway. I'm just ready to go to Alonso. They can get the put for takeoff there. Can you 560, I didn't understand that much, but text was Zulu and Bravo, line up and wait 04 right. Zulu Bravo, alright, still there, 96. 652, current heading, clear ILS 04 left.
Clear ILS 04 left, Scandinavian 652. Not that it's live yet. Ah, there you can see the beautiful countryside of Denmark.
Bird 812, thanks for Copenhagen. Thank you. Right.
And we've been cleared the ILS, so it's just straight in. What you see here is south of Copenhagen, something called Moon, I think, just over there. Just look to the right a bit. Actually, I'm not that good with geography down here. Around Moon, Faxe, that area. I don't know if you heard that. That was the first officer, that isn't here, saying to the passengers in the cabin that we are just approaching Copenhagen and telling them what the weather is like there. That's a feature in ProSim where I can have different sound bits from different phases of the flight. The boarding, the climb, the descent, the approach. And hopefully when we land, the stewardess will come on and say we landed in Copenhagen. And you can do it for the different stages of the flight, and you can do it for the different companies. We're flying Scandinavian Airlines today. I could have some from KLM as well, and you can do it for different destinations, so that when you land in Copenhagen, they will say welcome to Copenhagen. When you land in Amsterdam, they will say welcome to Amsterdam. And you can even do it so that when you are on a flight from Hamburg to Copenhagen, they say we're gonna leave Hamburg shortly, fly to Copenhagen today. It's all just sound clips I've downloaded from YouTube. So I need to find a YouTube clip of someone going and have recorded everything on the way from the different destinations. We're just about to start the approach. We have the glide slope and the localizer alive, so I'll just push the approach button, both autopilots, and let the aircraft descend itself. Flaps 5. You can see up here, if you're able to see, you can see the move up here.
Flap 1.
Flap 1. That's a call out that the flaps are now set at 1. When you're only 1, it's nice to know that the flaps are now set and you can start maneuvering with the flaps 5 or flaps 10 or whatever you want setting.
Fine.
Pull the speed back a bit. Speed brake on.
2560 with this 050 degrees, 10 knots. Clear for takeoff, only 04 right.
It's a bit bumpy right now. And there we are at 3000, and we will intercept both vocalizer and ILS in a very few seconds. Speed down 200 and 180. Scandinavian 652, establish 04 left.
Scandi 652 with the 0 degrees, 10 knots, 04 left. Clear.
Clear to land 04 left, and is long landing approved?
Copenhagen control, please flight 47.
2500.
I didn't make anything of that. We're clear to land.
Copenhagen control, good evening. Speedbird 547 hotel with you at flight level 360.
We'll ask later on then.
547 hotel, being control identified. Everything pricing show is takeoff 4 right.
Flaps 10.
Flap 10.
Copenhagen, Scandinavian 652, requesting long landing 04 left.
Yes, Scandi 652 landing approved.
Mange long landing 04 left. Scandinavian 652. There we are. I'll just put this auto brakes off and see if we can.
Everything 560, breakers, takeoff 04 right. Scandi 560. Wind at 050 degrees, 10 knots. Runway 04 right, clear for takeoff.
Flap 15.
Please take us through the position.
You can actually see the runway now out there, just a bit off to the left. There's
North
winds.
Shore 04 right, contact bank 123 925.
The wind is 07011 knots, so it's coming from that way, pushing us a bit to the right.
Contact being on 123 992.
Speed down
Measure the
140
flight
and
thank you very much, Copenhagen.
flying the rest of the flaps now. Flaps 30. Flaps 40.
1000.
Flap 25. Flaps 30.
It's a bit close here with those flaps. Flaps 40, and we had 700 feet, so just make it in time. That was an error call today. And I can say right now, this is the flight sample scenery. I have a frame rate of 30, locked at 30, 29.5. You can see over there, Scandinavian 560 is just on its way, probably to Hamburg, or maybe Bremen, I don't know. Let's see.
400.
Let's give it a bit extra here. It is a bit bumpy. We're on auto land today, by the way.
300. Approaching minimums.
And check wheel landing.
200. Minimums.
Landing.
100.
It's going to overshoot a bit, isn't it? We should be down now. 40.
30. 20. 10.
There we are. Reverse. knots. Reverse lights out.
That was the Scanty 1513, correct?
I'll break the wrist manually here.
Yeah, sorry, Scanty 1513.
That's Bravo Alpha 4.
Scanty 513, no problem. Cruising flight approved, QNH 1021. QNH 1021, push side approved. Scanty 1513, thank you.
Okay.
Scanty 652, welcome to Copenhagen, taxi via Alpha, Hamburg to Bravo 7, crossing runway 12 is approved.
Alpha Papa Bravo 7, crossing approved, scanning in at 652. Hear the stewardess?
Flaps 30. Flaps 25. Flap 15. Flap 10. Flap 5. Flap 2.
Scanty 560, identified climb flight level 160.
Flap 1.
Scanty 560, climb level 160.
I just love that stewardess. It's so nice welcoming people to Copenhagen. In Danish and in English. I just think it's a pleasure to hear. That's why I'm so quiet. We did the after landing checklist. Autopilot, disengage, auto throttle, auto brake off, flight directors off, lights more or less off, flaps up, speed brake up, transponder is standby, flag is off, engines, starter switches, they're off, and runway lights are off as well. And we're now taxiing up here. We're going across runway 1220 now. Nothing. Looking to left and right. There we are. Then we're just gonna go over there to Bravo 7 it is. So it's just over here on the right hand side of this pier. Bravo 9er coming here, that one over there, that is Bravo 7. So just take the few steps on the brake here and make a left turn just about now.
Copenhagen, control, Scandinavian 211 at stand Alpha 6, ready control please.
I was a bit late for the turn there, to see if we can...
Scandi 211, read to 5x5.
How much of this damage we...
Roger, 5x5 for Scandinavian 211.
Stop, it says. Okay, we're a bit not on the line, but never mind. Parking brakes on. Taxi lights off. Electrical source, APU ground. Just have the Anti-collision lights there for off, and call for some power. Engine starter switches cut off. And everything just freezes for a few seconds because we're going to change electrical sources. Cross check and report. See if we can get some power again. Engine bleed is off. Anti-collision lights is off again. Fasten seatbelt switch off. Probe heat off. Window heat off. Ignition packs, they are auto, and isolation valve open. Regionalization fans, they are off. Come on, give me that power. Thank you. There we are. Ignition collectors, ignition insulators, they are off. And again, the lights came on because we now have electrical power from the outside. Wipers, they off. Exterior lights as needed. Fuel pumps off. Transponder off. Weather radar off. Flaps confirmed, they are up. They are up. Hydraulic electrical pumps now off. Emergency, that's the shutdown, then we can secure the aircraft. Emergency exit lights off. Yaw damper off. Air conditioning packs off. APU off. Align RS off. Ground power disconnect. Bus transfer off. Standby power off. Battery switch off. There we are. Welcome to Copenhagen. Thank you for flying with me today. I'm Peter from Bilderberg. You guys take care. Bye bye.